and cried so much that soon she was tepid and forgotten. The fear said, this time I think he's gone for good. So in my mind I'm wondering, should I say this or that or not? Then suddenly the silence right when everything was quiet. I knew what was needed, just love and compassion. Fear picked up on the second ring. He mumbled before confessing he was totally besotted. The fear moaned, he's only toying with my heart. So now I'm wondering how to start to unstop a mind that's clouded. Then in the silence, right when everything was quiet, I knew what was needed, just love and compassion. Fear, blinding fear. Fear no longer speaks through me. Oh no, 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 no. It's love, love right now and here, that clearly covers all I see. I see you now. I see true now. All is well. I forgot to mail the check today. Tomorrow someone's rightful pay will not be in their possession. Sometimes I feel like such a simple-minded fool. Maybe I should go back to school to pursue some safe profession. But in the silence, right here where everything is quiet, I know what is needed, just a love and compassion. It's just a love and compassion. Compassion. It's just a love and compassion. There's a man in your living room talking about what it is, what it's gonna be. Yeah. You got a man in your living room talking about what it is and what it's gonna be. lonely. You know you can believe him, 'cause he's wearing a suit and tie on TV. There's a woman in your bathroom, got something to help you feel better. Oh yeah. She's right there in the bathroom. She wrote a prescription that will help you feel better. You know you can trust her, 'cause her name is followed by so many letters. So many letters. You have got the power to deny every bald face lies sneaking over you. You have got the right to decide that the truth won't truth, nothing but the truth will do for you. Can free your mind. Speak a word, light it up and watch it burn. You can, you can, you can. Hey, hey, hey. There's a man on your laptop offering you the keys to success. A man on your laptop offering you the keys to success. And for just $19.99 a month, he'll throw in the dough and all the rest. Automatic debit, baby. You have got the power to deny every bald face lie sneaking over you. Got the right to decide that the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will do for you. Free your mind, yeah. Speak your word, light it up and watch it burn. You can, you can, you can, get your game, power is in your hand, yeah. You know this world can be so rough. Got you looking at your stuff, thinking you ain't got enough to be happy. You don't have to let it get you down. You can go with it and come around. 'Cause the good that's inside of you, yeah, the world can give it and the world can take it away. Can't take it away, no, no, no. No. Got a friend on your telephone. Have you heard the latest about Lucy? Your best friend's on the telephone. Have you heard the latest about Lucy? Now you know you should just hang on. Ooh, but it's just too juicy. You have got the power to deny every bald face lie sneaking over you. Got the right to decide that the truth is the truth and nothing but the truth will do. Speak your word, light it up and watch it burn. You can, you can, you can. Hey, hey, the power is in, right in your very hand. I know that you understand. Hallelujah. One lovely lady laughing as she wakes into the big bright. So when you're feeling down, way underground, I'm gonna take you where the vibe is higher.
Okay, it's time for High Vibe Saturday Night with Ray Davis right here. I'm glad to see y'all here tonight. We're here for some high vibe music, some high vibe ideas, something to elevate our consciousness. For all you evolutionary revolutionaries, and those of you who haven't signed up yet, it's time to jump in on this evolution revolution. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, before we go any further, I want to welcome those of you who might be joining us on YouTube, or not just YouTube, but on Facebook, because we normally do this just on YouTube. But we're opening it up to Facebook for a couple weeks just to see what happens. But we're probably going to stick with that YouTube thing. And also, happy Father's Day to the fathers in the audience out there. I know that's tomorrow. Happy Father's Day to you. We can talk about a little bit more about that in just a moment. Before we go any further, this is the show for evolutionary revolutionaries. Those of you who are interested in elevating not only your own consciousness, but by virtue of elevating your own consciousness, being a beneficial presence on this planet, helping to make this place a world that really, 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 really works for everyone. And we're going to get into all that tonight. Before we go any further, I would like to welcome our first sponsor. Yes, our first sponsor. Thank you, Gwen Keneally, for supporting us. Gwen Keneally is the caterer to the stars. Okay, she cooked for our wedding. And so I'll say that's true. But she's the caterer. She is great. And her company is called Back to the Kitchen. You can find them at backtothekitchencatering.com. She's also got a Facebook page. And she is excellent. Trust me, if you want good food presented professionally and healthful food, it is delicious. She cooks from a wide variety of sources, and she also takes care of vegans like me. So if you are a person who happens to be vegan or vegetarian, she's definitely somebody you want to call for that big occasion or even for small dinners. Like I said, she prepared the food for our wedding coming up on 7 years ago, coming in the end of September. 7 years, man. Time just flies. So thank you, Gwen, for all of your support, and we are supporting you. By the way, this just gives me an opportunity to mention, this is just our 7th show. So we're really at the beginning of something here. And one of my visions for this show is to bring along and bring to your attention companies that are high vibe as well. In other words, companies that are interested in changing the business environment so that it is more conscious in how businesses, how they interact with their customers, how they treat their employees, how they treat the earth on which we stand. So I'm looking for those kind of companies. If you happen to know of a company of that type, or maybe you are a member of such company or you own such a company, please do reach out, because we want to make sure that people like you connect to companies like Back to the Kitchen. Cool? All right. Thank you, Gwen. Our first sponsor. Yay. And then, again, to Happy Father's Day, I want to introduce you to this man. This is Roland Hunter. Now, I call him Pops. He is not my birth father. My birth father I didn't know very much about. He was out of the house when I was fairly young, maybe about 6 years old. I have some memories of him, but not very active. However, this man right here, or that way, him. You see his picture right there. Roland Hunter. I can't say enough about this man, how much I love and respect him. When I was about 14 and one of 7 kids, he came into our life, fell in love with my mother, which, if you've met my mother, you'll understand why. She's fabulous and fine. But he fell in love with my mother. She fell in love with him. They connected. And from the beginning, he was winner in our books. I mean, he met us. He was so cool and so smooth coming in and taking on the responsibility of fathering 7 kids. A few of them old enough to talk back and act like we knew something. But we couldn't even front that way. We couldn't even come at him that way because he was so smooth and easy, but, strong. When Roland Hunter said something, we believed it and believe it to this day. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. He is my father. So we call him Pops. Happy Father's Day, Pops. Happy Father's Day. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And with that, I'd like to, oh, no. Goodbye. I'd like to start something. This is a little scary. This is a work in progress, and this is not dedicated to Pops. In fact, come on back one more. There we go. This is a work in progress. It does concern fathers and fatherhood, however. And I don't normally play anything that's on its way, that's unfinished. But I just thought it might be good to let you in on this. I believe this is going to be called The Photograph or Faded Photograph. I found a faded photograph, faded and slightly torn. A note on the back identified the face. It was my father the day I was born. As a man, he was a god to me. As a father, more like a ghost. Appearing, disappearing, till I was 17. When he left this world, suddenly left this world, leaving me in this world, wondering, what do I know about him? How should I feel about him? All right. That's as far as I've gotten with that song so far. And I promise I will do a better job of tuning it next time. So that's Faded Photograph. I'll let you know when it's done, and we'll give you a proper treatment for it. All right, let me move on now. So the first song tonight, first of all, let's talk about what we're going to be doing. This month, we've been working on unity or the oneness. And it works on the premise, a very foundational, fundamental premise, that there's just one life, there's one power, one consciousness, one mind expressing itself fully as everything in the cosmos. Everything. You, me, the birds, the bees, the trees, the mud, the rocks, the snow, the rain, the water, your worst enemy and your best friend, along with everything out in space. And so we're exploring oneness in a number of different ways. And tonight we're going to talk about money. More than anything else, we're going to talk about money. Before we get started, though, let me see who's here. Okay. Oh, Brian, hey, how you doing? Janet, it is good to see you. Oh, thank you, Janet. And Lynn Beal, good to see you, Lynn. Oh, so good to see you all. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. And if you do have a question, just put that Q first, letter Q, like Quebec, first. And I'll do my best to first catch it and then address it. Okay. The first song I would like to do is one I did last week, but the reason I would do it today is I'm going to focus on a different part of the song, and also I want to show off the track because it's kind of nice. So this is The Least of These. something on my mind, and it's high time for my confession. To the world I may seem kind and a success in my profession, but when I search deep in my soul, I find a hole about the size of your oppression. And I wonder, could it be the solution is calling for me? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it to me. Maybe I can see the signs, and maybe I don't want to name now. Maybe I believe some lies, but it breaks my heart to claim it. Oh, and maybe I've been socialized to minimize the pain you feel, then just reframe it. So I'm wondering how can I be a solution somehow? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, well, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it to me, yeah. I just can't take it no more, blaming somebody for my life, for my life, my life, my life, my life, oh no. Now I am ready to start again. I'll change my mind, change my heart. I will open up, really open to love, 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 to love, 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 sweet love. Cal Bennett on that saxophone right there. Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, to the least of these, the least of these, oh, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, oh, whatever I've done to the least of these. Well, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it to me. So that is the least of these. Oh man, that song moves me. I love a couple lines. I want to draw some attention to a few things in this. Now y'all know I pay a lot of attention to lyrics. I make sure that I put some stuff in there that means something to me, and I hope it means something to you. And so the first verse opens, I've got something on my mind, and it's high time for my confession. To the world I may seem kind, and a success in my profession. So yeah, we confront, but when I search deep in my soul, I find a hole about the size of your oppression. And I wonder, could it be? The solution is calling for me. And that's kind of the whole point of the evolution revolution, man. I'm looking for ways where I can be a difference, but it starts in my own heart. Now, most people that I know aren't, for instance, outright bigoted and, racist and all that kind of stuff. But that's not really the thing. Am I harboring enmity in my heart for somebody else? Am I, keeping opinions in my heart and mind that if I uttered them out loud, would make the person feel, oh man, this person definitely doesn't like me, Opinions that I feel like I'm better than them in some way, or I'm an exception in something that they're dealing with. I mean, look, there's an old phrase, but for the grace of God go I. So, you see something unfortunate happening to somebody else, or somebody getting in a little trouble. Last thing I probably want to do is start crowing and think, ha ha ha, look at you. Because man, there may come a time when trouble comes visiting my door. So that's what this song is all about, kind of taking responsibility for my own attitudes about other people, and rather about really considering other people the other. Truth is, we are all one, and there's so much more that unites us than that divides us. Little things like skin color, gender, sexual orientation, pshaw, ain't nothing really to be all upset about. Hold on a second. Oh, wait a minute. I got pictures. I'm wearing this tie in part because, my wife Lori is up in Bend, Oregon, visiting our grandbaby, our newest grandbaby, as well as our first grandbaby, little Kaya Wild Cochran. Visiting her. She's just about a little over 2 weeks old, coming up on 3 weeks. And I wasn't able to go this time. So I'm wearing this tie because it's got polka dots, and Lori loves polka dots. So I did it for her. All right. Oh, hey, Catherine. It's good to see you. Thank you. Happy Father's Day. Wendy, good to see you as well. Karen. Oh, yay. Yay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here, you guys. And listen, again, this is only show number 7. We're building something. We're building something that I can't tell you everything. There's a little thing about secret and sacred. You kind of want to hold on to that vision until it starts to really manifest. You don't start speaking that stuff out to other people before it's time, because it tends to lose a little zhuzh. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So tonight, like I said, our thing is about unity, the oneness. That's what we're dealing with this month. But in particular, we're looking at issues regarding money. Now, it comes in a whole lot of different forms. Okay, what I'm talking about is not so much just money, but the idea of wealth and poverty, and the standards that people hold, the ideas that we have about money and how it fits into our lives. We all need it. We need the coin of the realm, definitely, to move on about this world. But I got to tell you, again, one of the reasons I'm doing the show is I think it's helpful for me, certainly, and hopefully for you, if I share my journey in this consciousness thing. And since the pandemic, man, it's been challenging, money-wise. It's just not the same as it was, even 5 years ago. So I am learning more and more and more what it truly means to rely on spirit. Can I get a witness? Anybody out there feeling the same way, or have questions about that kind of stuff? Well, first of all, do I have any questions? Let me make sure we have any questions. Okay. None that I can see, so good. All right, so again, if you have a question, just go ahead and put a Q in front of your statement, in front of your question, and we'll do our best to notice and pay attention to it. So this particular song, Over and Over Again, this song speaks at a certain point towards feelings of less than. For religious reasons, I'm feeling like I may be feeling like I'm a sinner, born in sin and shapen in iniquity, and therefore I really don't have much of a right to call on the name of God. Or, as it shows up in the second verse, maybe I'm feeling less than other people. Maybe I'm feeling like there's a group of people I'd rather be associated with because they're better than me. So in any of these ways, I'm really talking about a poverty of consciousness. So let's see how it shows up in this particular song called Over and Over Again. Silent, you better keep silent. Don't let them hear you speak. Shh. Softly, you better tread softly. For everyone knows that God only shows favor when you bow and scrape and lay prostrate and wail upon a wall. But something small and still inside said, no, no, not at all. Hush now, listen. You'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, I love you, over and over again. Head down. Better keep your head down. Don't let them catch you standing tall. 'Cause everybody knows you got to fit in. 'Cause everybody says you got to fit in to get into all the right places with all the right people. So you bow and scrape and lay prostrate and sacrifice your peace. But something small and still inside said, forgive, love, release. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. And love them, for they are one with you. Release your burden, release your fear. For I am is my name, and I am always near. I am always here. I'm always
Hush now, listen. You'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, I love you. Hush now, listen. You'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, I love you. Hear it over and over. Hear it over and over and over and over again. Hear it over and over and over. I love you, I love you. You're perfect as you are. Perfect as you are. Perfect as you are. That's another one of those songs somebody asked me last week. Part of the question was, what song of mine makes me cry? This is one of them. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm glad you love it, Catherine. Yeah. Oh, Gay Lalich is here. Hey, Gay. Good to see you, love. John Silvers, good to see you. Oh, I'm so glad you joined us. John Silvers, that's a great high vibe artist right there. He's got a situation every month. It's, I think, the last Sunday of every month, or is it the first Sunday of every month? He sings at a wonderful little place down in Culver City. And I know that you can connect with John Silvers on Facebook, so I highly recommend it. Brilliant, beautiful singer-songwriter. Perhaps we'll have him on the show at some point. All right, so over and over again, check out some of the lyrics here. Head down. This is the first verse. See, I don't know if a lot of you really know what we're really talking about in this song, but check this out. Head down. You better keep your head down. Don't let them catch you standing tall. Because everybody knows you've got to fit in. Everybody says you've got to fit in to get into all the right places with all the right people. Man, there's one thing I know for sure about this wonderful age in which we live. Great technology. Great technology. I mean, when I was a kid, to imagine that just from one cell phone, which is recharging right now, just from one cell phone, you could communicate with people all across the world in an instant and be connected to sources of information that just before we could never have imagined. But with this great power comes a lot of responsibility. And a lot of people are using their responsibility in crazy ways. Have you noticed the kind of stuff that shows up on the internet, especially on our social media? And it drives politics, it drives public opinion and public policy in ways that really was not possible before these things came around. So a lot of folks trying to fit themselves into situations that really aren't right. I mean, I got to look this way, I got to be here, I got to make this kind of money and be this kind of flashiness. So people be going crazy. Check this out. So they bow and scrape and lay prostrate and sacrifice your peace. But something small and still inside says, forgive, love, release. Forgive him.
They don't know what they're doing. Love them. They're one with you. Release your burden. Release your fear. I am is my name, and I am always near. I am always here. I love getting to that part in the song because my heart just starts to open up again because of the experiences that I've had and opening up to the living one, to God, to the presence, to the spirit, to the universe, whatever name you want to give it. It's never adequate because that which we're talking about is beyond description, beyond imagination. Yet it's really good to push that imagination and push those descriptions to see how things are turning out. Oh, Richard and Vicky, I'm so glad you guys are with us. Yes. Thank you. You love the high vibe? Me too. I'm loving that high vibe. So the whole point of this is to spark that revolution within, to get us thinking and feeling a little bit differently, searching within for the places that, looking for the good in ourselves and being kind to ourselves, and therefore allowing that goodness and kindness to go out to others. So let's love, let's forgive, and let's release. And understand that the living one holds nothing but love for us. It's perfect expression. So how does this fit into the whole money thing? Well, thing is, if I'm walking around feeling guilty or less than, or like I got to prove something, and sometimes feeling guilty or less than comes out in aggressive forms of behavior. People become mean or bullies or always talking somebody else down. You know what I mean? Sound like anybody you know? Yeah, bullying can be an evidence of a poverty of consciousness. Not talking about always just about what the money's doing, the actual money you got in the bank, but consciousness makes a whole difference. So we're working our way through this sort of stuff. That feeling of less than can manifest definitely in our pocketbooks. Pocketbook. Lori makes fun of me for that. Y'all ever heard that term, pocketbook? You know what a pocketbook is, right? You know what a Y'all don't say pocketbook either? Okay, maybe Lori's right. I'll call her purse a pocketbook. I say, baby, you got your pocketbook? And she laughs at me every time. It's not funny. No. Hey, Sheldon, it's good to see you, brother. Okay. Happy Father's Day to you too. Happy Father's Day to you too. Again, if you have a question, go ahead and press put a Q in there as we move on. All right. So this one, this is one of my favorite songs. I love their song. I love the song. It came to me around about 2008, and it's a song of identity. A song of identity. Yeah. La 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 la. I know sometimes it's hard for you to clearly see just how you're gonna keep it together. Your obligations and responsibilities, how you gonna meet them ends, how you gonna make it one more time. But now let's hear the truth of it. You are much, much more than this. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. Yeah. La 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 la. I know sometimes it's hard to hold your head up high and show the world you got it together. You think of things that make you wanna run and hide. Who would love you if they let's hear the truth of it. You are loved much more than this. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. You're not the things you have done. You're not the words that you've said, or the heartache that you're going through. Oh, you are the bright of the sun. You are the glow of the moon. And in your presence, the things that seem dark fade away. Oh, haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Oh, haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. Yeah. You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? I remember before when I was working on that song, I was in service at Agape. So some of y'all know where Agape is. Agape International Spiritual Center, at the time in Culver City, California, now in Beverly Hills. And I'm sitting in what used to be the music section. Musicians and folks who used to sing and play there would sit when they weren't singing and whatnot in church, would sit at a certain section right behind the piano. And I'm sitting there, and I just kept hearing that. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the lighting up though. It was just ringing in my head. So welcome to my world. Generally speaking, anytime I'm awake, I've got music running in the head. Always, just always, 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 incessantly. It's always been that way since I was a wee lad, since I was a little kid. Man, and it used to be a little bit distracting. I've learned to manage it a little bit better since I was a wee lad. Okay, anything I need to know? Any questions there? Any questions that I'm missing? Okay, very good, very good. So let's break this one down a little bit. So what does this have to do with our topic of the evening, which has to do with wealth and poverty? So check this. This is from that little middle section. It says, and early on, how you going to meet them ends? And you know what the ends is, the ends of the month, end of the month or the beginning of the month, when bills are due. How you going to meet those bills? How you going to meet them ends? How y'all? How you going to make it one more time? In the verse, it starts off, I know sometimes it's hard for you to clearly see just how you're going to keep it together. Have you ever been in that situation? Have you ever felt like that? You don't know how you're going to be able to keep it together? How you going to keep things going, keep the wheels on the bus going round and round and round? Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had that experience. I've had that experience. And a lot of people I know have. And I reckon that a lot of people in this country are facing this kind of situations. Don't know how I'm going to meet them ends. Don't know how I'm going to keep it together. How are you going to make it? Just one more time, if I could just get past this bill, this but. But then the song takes a turn. And man, it's suggesting something that to the ordinary person might seem a little preposterous. But now let's hear the truth of it. You are much, much more than this. And this kind of hit me even this morning in a really almost visceral way. Okay, so I got a meditative practice. I don't know how many of y'all are meditators, but I have a meditation practice. And I don't mean like I'm trying to learn how to meditate. I mean, it's a practice as in something I do regularly. And in meditation this morning, I saw very clearly how it is literally impossible for any of us to be truly poor or be truly in lack. It goes like this. If there is one power, one life, one mind, in, let's say, Christianity, they talk about God being omnipotent, omnipresent, omniactive, omniscient. In other words, all power, all everywhere being at the same time, all knowing, all activity being that itself, right? If that's the case, that must also include me and you. So if God is all, how can I be made of anything else? Okay, now this gets a little tricky. Some folks got kind of a theological thing and think that they're separate from the Creator. I'm here to propose something different. The wisdom of the ages suggests differently. And all religions kind of unite when you look under the covers and these ideas that there's really just one thing going on everywhere. And if that one thing is all, how can we truly be in poverty? Yeah, you can have fewer ducats than you had before, or somebody has more ducats or less, dinero, whatever you want to call them, money. But the truth is, all substance is available to us. So if we work through, so there must be something else at play here. So here it suggests again, now let's hear the truth of it. You are much, much more than this. And here's the payoff. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light lighting up the world. For the Christians and those who dig Yeshua, he even said it. You're the light of the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread. You're the wine. You're the word. These are symbols to talk about divine substance. The bread, the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. So perhaps it's not what I am, but it has more to do with what I'm being in time and in form. How am I applying my intelligence, my powers, my ability to create? How am I applying it? So Lynn Beal, you asked me a question last week. How the idea of this whole situation, this High Vibe Saturday Night with Ray Davis, how did this idea come up? Well, this is how it came up. It's like, Ray, how are you applying your creativity? How are you applying your ability to create? What are you doing with the gifts you've been given? So, one thing led to another, and I decided that I'm just going to start giving in a consistent, out loud kind of way. Hence, High Vibe Saturday Night with Ray Davis. Ta-da! So hang with me, y'all. Hang with me. Bring your friends, your family. We're gonna put something really amazing together. Okay, I got another song, don't I? Oh, yeah. I want to talk about this one before we actually hear it, because this is the last song we have for the evening. So before we do, again, I want to thank you all for joining us. We're going to do this every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. YouTube is my home, but those of you who may be viewing us on Facebook, welcome. We will at some point go right back to exclusively YouTube, but thank you for jumping in. Just do one thing for me. If you haven't already, go on over to YouTube if you're not there already and click the subscribe button. Now, you've probably heard this from folks before who do things on YouTube, but it really does make a difference. It makes a difference to YouTube in being able to conduct business with me. So I would, as many of my friends as possible, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you will be aware of what's going on and when a new video drops. And every week we're starting to put together new things, other things like songs in progress, like Faded Photograph that you heard earlier. You'll get to hear how that's progressing along with a bunch of other songs that I'm working on and other things as well. I got other things going on we haven't told you about, but you will see very, very, very soon. Okay. Karen Moore, loving your format. Still oh, yeah, you know, Karen, I can't help it. Karen Moore knows I can't help it. She and I are part of a group called Ageless Wisdom Teachings Institute. So all you team members out there, how y'all doing? I'm still here. And I will be with you soon. So just know we're just putting things together, using our powers. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this particular song. You probably know a song of mine that goes, what if I was born for greatness? What if I'm really more than I think I am? What if mediocrity was never in the stars for me? And miracles and wonders was the plan for the average man. Yeah, well, see, this here song, Poor Man Curtis, is kind of the flip side of it. Because Curtis, check this out. Curtis is a cat who has it financially, but his poverty comes from consciousness, like we were talking about before. So the chorus is, Poor Man Curtis lived poor in a rich world. He didn't know he had it all. And how is that true for some of us? Man, I've lived high on the, well, I was going to say high on the hog, but I'm vegan now, so ain't no hog. Okay, you get the idea. I've had money, I've had none. I've had lots, I've had little. I've experienced it all. And I know that the difference really is just one of consciousness, man. It's like you can have everything and still feel broke in spirit. There are people on this planet who seem to have everything, but you look closely at their lives, man, it's a miserable existence. I mean, there are some millionaires and billionaires who I would not trade life with. I'm not joking. I would not. As much as the dough could come in handy, man, I don't want to be these cats. Look at how they're living. Look at the stuff that's coming around them. Look at the issues of the conflict and that they face on the constant. No. Look at the relationships that they have. Look at the physical health. You know, I just couldn't do it. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful to be me. Well, of course, I'm also grateful that they are them working out their deal in the best way that they can. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Sometimes money just ain't the answer. Actually, money is never really an answer. It's just coin of the realm. Dig? So, Poor Man Curtis is all about a cat who had it all. Poor Man Curtis lived poor in a rich world. Look at this lyric. Curtis woke up with a revelation, an epiphany of the mystery, a realization. He said, good God, oh my God, how long have I been asleep? He learned life will always bring whatever he imagines. Try as he might, he cannot fight the feeling that all is truly well. And it's that feeling that is true wealth. It leads to everything that represents true wealth. Great health, great relationships, and money. Yes, indeed. That feeling that all is truly well, that I am one with the one, and that I am held in the embrace and in the care of the Shekhinah, the feminine presence of the living one, as I've said before. Anyway, I could go on with this for hours, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna sing this wonderful song. Oh, by the way, At some point, I got to walk you through the lyrics of this one. I love these lyrics. There's a lot of them. It's a lot to have written and memorized, but the rhymes, oh, if I do say so myself, the live one brought me a real clever one, but I hope you can dig it. This is called Poor Man Curtis, and this will be the last song for us this evening. Again, thank you for being here, and big thanks to our first sponsor, Back to the Kitchen, and Gwen Keneally. I've seen firsthand how she treats her customers, how she takes care of the businesses that hire her, and I've tasted her delicious food. Don't sleep on the vegan brownies, y'all. Don't sleep on the vegan brownies. I'm telling you, they will change your life. Anyway, thank you, Gwen Keneally, and Back to the Kitchen. And now on to Poor Man Curtis. Do you know what it is? Yes, I do. Aye. Old man Curtis lived poor in a rich world. He didn't know he had it all. Old man Curtis lived poor in a rich world, yeah. He didn't know he had it all. Hey y'all, which scenes you all, I welcome one and all, wide, narrow, short and tall, to this lesson as I learned it. Sit back, relax while I serve it. This little tale I will not be telling, instead I'll sweetly sing a story featuring a fictional fella named Curtis. I think you will recognize this Curtis. It all begins once upon a time. Curtis made the climb to corporate heights sublime. Had a new corner office, big view, big chair with a softness. They called him sir, he told them what to do, where to be, when to begin, when to be through. Always gains and never losses. He was beloved by his bosses, but Curtis worked hard, you see, hard as he could imagine. Try as he might, he could not fight the feeling there was something amiss. Old man Curtis lived poor in a rich world. He didn't know he had it all. Old man Curtis lived poor in a rich world, yeah. He didn't know he had it all. Curtis had a lovely spouse, he kept a lovely house, who kept a lovely house out Jones and the Joneses. He was winning the war of what we owns is. But all he did was work, it took no time to play, of the street smell a rose for even half a day. He said, I push, push, push till I'm skin and bones, is whatever else am I to do? 'Cause times were hard, you see, hard as he could imagine. He said, I get what I can what I get, save it for a rainy day. Old man Curtis lived poor in a rich world. He didn't know he had it all. Old man Curtis lived poor in a rich world, yeah. He didn't know he had it all. Then one night he had a dream of taking flight on the outstretched wings. He only needed to trust to glide, just glide. Curtis woke up with a revelation, an epiphany of the great mystery, a realization. He said, good God, and oh my God, how long have I been asleep? He learned life will always bring whatever he imagines. Now try as he might, he cannot fight the feeling all is truly well, really well. He really knows he has it all. You know Curtis, well he ain't no Poe Curtis, no. Curtis is no more in this rich world. La 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 la. You know he knows he has it all. You know he got his money right. Now he finally learned to live and love his life. Curtis is no more in this rich world. He really knows he has it all. You know Curtis, he ain't no Poe Curtis no more. Hey, hey, hey. Has it all. All right, y'all. That's gonna do it. Man, I want that verse. Now, Curtis had a lovely house. He had a lovely spouse who kept a lovely house out Jones and the Joneses. He was winning the war of what we owns is. But all he did was work. He took no time to play. Hug a tree, smell a rose for even half a day. He said, I push, push, push till I'm skin and bones. Is whatever else am I to do? See, that was the verse. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, did we get any questions? Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Glad to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. We will see you next Saturday night for High Vibe Saturday Night with Ray Davis. Tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button. I love you. We will see you then.